Hi guys, it's me, Jen. I'm sick, and Jay overbooked himself. But yeah, we're gonna try and do this anyway. So we have Joshua, who likes the actual Atheist Jesus page. I don't think he's a member of our group. I have no clue. I should be sleeping, not doing this. Jay, you owe me yet again. Anyway, we're doing the show anyway. I'm not turning my camera on because I look like shit. All besides the point. So yeah, y'all know me, Satanist of the group. Joshua's now going to introduce himself.
Hello, my name's Joshua. I live in Ireland, and I've followed the Atheist Jesus page for quite a while now. And I suppose I'm kind of I'm very outspoken about this kind of political problems and social justice and all this. I'd kind of be considered to call social justice bullshit, so most of my responses to most situations is, why do people care? And I suppose I kind of look at the world with a very cynical eye. As for that, there's not really much more to say about me. I can be a bit boring, but I can be quite rude sometimes too, which is, fun.
It's official, we've now gone international with our co-hosting.
Yes.
I'm not aware of this, but yay, Jay, you're missing out on this. I'm so going to kill him when I get the chance. Jay, if you are watching this, there is a death hex coming your way. Satan is going to be at your fucking door, you asshole.
I'll send a leprechaun.
Yeah, he's sending the leprechauns, and while we think of them as cute redheaded guys that give us chocolate in their...
Oh, they're delicious.
Yeah, they're no joke. I've studied the legends on them. Those little bastards just want to rip you to shreds.
The actual fairy tale behind leprechauns is that they eat your little children.
Well, there you go, because Jay is, in my opinion, a child, so there we go.
You'll be eaten.
He will be eaten. Jay, we're sending a leprechaun to eat you. I'm okay. Anyway, so Ferguson and the bullshit going on with that. So apparently the reporters decided to release the cop's address of his entire family.
Of his entire family?
Yeah, his wife, his kids. It's not just, where he's currently at. They're now saying where the kids lived, and that's why he resigned, because he literally has to leave the fucking state.
The country? I'd say get out of the country because it's international news. Probably go to the moon.
Nah, he'll be safe in Texas because he's from Texas, and Texas is still living like it's 1960 or something.
They don't like them African Americans.
Exactly. Just go watch Walker, Texas Ranger. That's all you need to know about Texas.
Release his address. That is just the most reckless and stupidest thing I've ever heard.
What?
Releasing someone's address to the public, with such a high profile at the moment, that's just reckless. I can't possibly condone even considering to release his address. That's putting his whole family in danger.
I think that was their intention. We're Americans. We do stupid shit without regard for actual safety.
That's kind of a stereotype, but I didn't think it was true, but I suppose...
No, it's true. It really is. We do a lot of stupid shit.
Well, the Irish can do stupid shit too.
Well, here we go. You want to know why they released the address? Because they found out that the dude that was giving all the information to the jurors so that they could decide whether or not to indict him gave him a law that's been outdated since, like, 1968. Yeah, they were using a law that was made unconstitutional in 1968 to decide whether or not the cop should go to jail.
That's selective at best. That's a clear breach of the Constitution. And, I mean, it's using the historical approach of law, but that's taking it a bit too far if the law is found to be unconstitutional. It almost seems that they were selecting the law that would work out best for him and themselves. Definitely selective justice there.
Yup. In the cop's defense, though, this kid is actually a really huge asshole. I mean, he has a long history of breaking minor laws.
Yeah, his rep sheet is probably about a mile long, so...
Exactly. And he did rob a store, so...
Didn't he have a gun, like, on him when he was arrested?
No, see, this is what actually happened. Wilson pulled up, and he came over to the car. He then proceeded to try and beat the shit out of the cop while grabbing for the gun. That's how Wilson got the bruises along his face. He then decided to run, then halfway through his run away from police, turn around and double back and charge at them. That's when he got shot. So he was not only assaulting an officer and trying to get the officer's gun. Witnesses that are not connected to the protest don't actually remember him ever saying he's unarmed or stopped to try and surrender. It was full-on charge of the police, I'm gonna die in a blaze of glory type thing.
Yeah, that's what I got. I heard unsubstantiated reports he had a gun, so that was obviously he was trying to get the gun. To be honest, that seems like a justified, well, maybe not kill him, but, you know, he probably should have shot him in the leg or something, but I suppose if you're, like, a split-second decision, if someone was running after you and you had a gun, what would you do?
Given the fact that I do play with guns, I would have shot him in the leg. I'm gonna admit it, it was overkill to shoot him 6 times, several of which being in the head.
Perhaps excessive force, but obviously both parties were in the wrong, but which one was slightly less wrong, I suppose, is what you should look here. And it would seem that probably the officer might have been in the less wrong area. You know, 6 shots, that's excessive. 2 to the head, that's obviously going for a kill shot. You know, a couple of leg shots would have been sufficient. I don't see why you'd have to go for the kill shot. And that's, yeah, you know, he was robbing a store, and he did attack the officer. In fact, I believe a female officer was attacked on dashcam only a few days ago, too.
Officers get attacked all the time over here. It's not like all that bullshit of police are evil, no. There are quite a few people that antagonize police. Granted, there are police that are assholes. But it goes both ways. A lot of the shit that people want to rally behind is usually for the wrong cause. They just seem to want to ignore the things where actual innocent people are getting hurt.
Yeah, if we look at the rioting in Ferguson, that's a very good way to remember the Martin, was it Michael Brown, I think?
No, that's the kid that got shot, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good way of, you know, remembering his spirit to then cause a massive riot and cause a lot of damage. Way to go remembering him.
Well, they're remembering him because he did rob a store, and they're technically robbing stores.
Yeah, so they definitely supported the stereotype that, you know, it's... I'm trying to come up with a very good analogy to put it, but to be honest, it just seems that people just will like riot at any excuse, and that they seem to pull the race card a lot too.
Yeah.
And this is kind of proven the police officer's point, and some of the not as nice stereotypes of black people that they're all criminals and rioters, which, you know, it seems in Ferguson they are. I'd really like to hear from some of the African American community in Ferguson that aren't rioting and that, you know, understand what was going on there.
They're currently hiding because they don't want to be caught up in the bullshit, and or they're currently standing with the white store owners trying to protect the stores. That's where they're at. But most are just hiding because they don't want to get caught up in the bullshit, and it's just easier to stay in your house and not get involved.
Definitely, and you probably won't get arrested or shot either.
Exactly.
And you can protect your property from rioters, because, you know, I'm sure there's been property damage too. A lot of cars set on fire.
Yeah, they set most of the Ferguson Police Department police cars on fire.
That's going to come out of the education and, you know, all the funds that are meant to pay for good things in Ferguson, so Ferguson's probably going to have a very bad year next year. Having to pay for all those police calls to be.
Well, it's the South, and I can't say that it had the best education standards in this country to begin with.
They're not going to get any better.
No, you can probably just go look at what was it, In the Heat of the Night. That'll give you a good idea of education down there in small towns.
Probably isn't as bad as the education in rural Ireland. That gets pretty bad. So only up until 20 years ago, in the small schools, they were all taught in one class every year. So, we've had massive influxes of European money to help with our education system, and it's worked. But down the south, they're going to struggle, especially, and the money has to come from somewhere. So they're probably going to have to cut funding everywhere else to pay for this. So, as usual, the rioting has backfired and it's detracted from the community a lot. Protesting, they've shown that they can protest peacefully.
Thank you, Facebook, for being stupid. Anyway, yeah, there you have it, everyone. Someone who's not even from this country is calling bullshit on Ferguson. If you could all stop now, the world would very much appreciate it.
It makes America look a lot worse than it is.
No, this is standard. Really, it is. I mean, there was a lot of rioting after most of our hurricanes. In fact, rioting and looting after hurricanes down there is pretty standard.
It's almost an annual event. They should make a holiday around it.
Well, they have. It's called hurricane season. I believe it's like
Touché.
June something to November 1st. What was it? I just had a class on this. I think it's like June 1st to November 31st is hurricane season. So yeah, they've got all summer to riot. And they do. A lot.
Way to help with the stereotype there.
Well, I hate this country. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of fucking bullshit.
You should see some of the other countries. The bullshit's practically you're drowning in it.
Yeah. Moving on, we're now going to talk about an 11-month-old that went to jail.
An 11-month. 11 months, not years.
For once, this is not America's doing. Although in a way it's probably our doing. But
was it in the Middle East?
Yes.
How did I know?
Because it involves Israel, which technically makes it still our doing. Way to go, America. You probably should have created a whole new country out of nothing.
Was it a rabbinical court? Because those are quite stupid.
From what I can understand, this family, a mother, her 11-month-old, and her other child went to visit the baby's father, and they were all arrested, making the 11th-month-old the youngest prisoner to ever be arrested in the history of the world.
I'd really like to know if they were arrested for.
Being Palestinian.
Oh.
Yes.
Just that?
Yeah.
Were they legally in that area?
Yeah, they were visiting somebody that was already in jail for also just being Palestinian.
Well, maybe the Israelis were just helping them get there faster if the person they were visiting was in jail. 11-month-old, 12 or 11 was it?
Yeah, 11-month-old baby.
11 months old, so not even a year old. That seems a little excessive.
Well, they need to arrest the mom. What were they going to do with the baby? Sell her? That's still legal over there, isn't it?
Not in Israel, but in the countries around it, yes. I know in Afghanistan, in the Iraqi countries, and especially with ISIS, they sell babies quite a lot.
Yeah.
I've always been prejudiced towards Palestine, though, because, the missiles launched over constantly. But the people around the border at Gaza that live on the both sides, they fear for their lives a lot, though, so it's understandable that there'd be slight prejudices and worries between the two peoples.
They were already in a jail and had already been searched, and they were all female.
What was the father on for? Does it say?
Palestinian.
What was he in jail for?
That was it. That's the only reason it gives it. It says in the article that he was arrested with. Hold on, let me scroll down to it. He was previously arrested during some form of race war over there, and now my keyboard's not working again. Come on, keyboard. Fuck it, I hate that key anyway.
Be strong, keyboard.
Yeah, no, this computer's like 4 years old. It's falling apart. More than 720,000 Palestinian men, women, and children were arrested in 1967. Blah, blah, blah. He was rearrested without charges over the summer, and they were going to visit him. He has a life sentence for unknown charge.
Well, maybe arresting them might have been a bit drastic, but America has done worse to safeguard its citizens' lives. We don't know, but maybe that person was a Palestinian, part of Hamas, and maybe they were passing information to him. We don't know this, so to speculate on it can be very easy to make a mistake, but it's sort of going on to the how many freedoms are we willing to surrender in order to be safe. It can be a difficult option, but I don't know, an 11-month-old baby is hardly going to be a member of Hamas, and even if they were, they're not going to be likely to be a very good member of Hamas. What's the worst they can do? Annoy the enemy to death?
Yes, those terrifying toddler cry. No, they're not even old enough to be considered a toddler yet, is it?
Toddlers are usually around 2, so they're still babies.
I don't know.
I'm sure a quick jaunt on Google will answer the question. And it says here, technically an infant.
Oh yeah, with all those diaper changings, and babies poo smells really, really bad, so that they could use that bio weapons and all that.
Bioweapons, psychological warfare. Yep, it's off terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Be a terrorist.
Well, damn, does that mean almost every American household has one?
My God, we must arrest them all. God, I'm starting to think like an American. I feel so stupid.
Welcome to why I want to leave this country.
And go where?
I was thinking Japan.
Japan's a nice place.
Very
secular too.
Exactly, and very technologically forward.
Except when it comes to hentai.
I can live with the hentai.
I couldn't. It's just bad. I like their honor system. It's nice to, have a society that's honorable and just. Although it wouldn't be the first time that Israel has done something stupid. They sentenced a dog, a rabbinical court sentenced a dog to death because they thought he was a reincarnation of someone they didn't like very much. The rabbinical court sentenced this person to come back to life as a dog, and then they thought that this dog, because he waited outside a particular court that the other person used to go to, every day, they decided, oh, that must be that person we sentenced to become a dog after he died. Let's kill him anyway, despite, double jeopardy and everything. So, but at the same time, sentencing an 11-year-old, an 11-month-old, I keep saying year because, like my mind just can't register that it's only 11 months old. My faith in humanity is dropping at an increasingly alarming rate.
Well, I lost all faith in humanity. This is why I just want to hurry up and want the world to end. Fucking zombie apocalypse needs to start.
Armageddon, God, if you're listening and if you are real, we're kind of asking for it at this point.
Fuck
We'd
that.
really a fresh start. Can you please turn us on and off again?
No, fuck God, we need Satan. He offers hookers, cookies, and blackjack.
I like blackjack. Blackjack is fun.
I like cookies and hookers.
They say temptation leads to damnation, and, wouldn't hell be full of temptation, which is the same thing as paradise? So
Yeah.
straight away, and plus, as a slight masochist, I kind of like pain, so the prospect of hell, if it's real, kind of appetizes me more than being in a state of permanent euphoria, which would probably get bored after a while. Plus, I don't like those goody two-shoes. That just does my head in.
Well, if you want to get really technical, Satan has never actually done anything wrong. There isn't a single instance of him doing anything evil. Although he's giving humans knowledge, so by default, he's
a good guy?
Yeah, and like the greatest savior of humanity. Because he gave us knowledge to go do shit. We're just not using it at this point. We used to use it. We used to use it a lot. We did a lot of great fucking shit. We built
Greece and Rome.
Yeah, but now we're just like, you know what, fuck it, we don't care anymore.
And how many people have God killed, if he's real?
There's a picture on Atheist Jesus, I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, though, it's looking a lot likely that the religion is not only backward in practice, but backward in theory, too. I'd personally be inclined to believe in the Roman mythology more than the Catholicism and Protestants and all that, and there's a lot more fighting in that. How much war has religion caused? So, even in, Israel, that's kind of it's more of a religious dispute than a land dispute.
Again, us Satanists have never started a war, ever.
No, you're too busy worshipping Satan, which,
Called?
I wonder, no.
Podcast show. Still trying to do it, even though I sound like shit.
It's okay, I permanently sound like shit. My nose is almost always blocked, and it's never been clear.
I'll call you back in a few minutes.
Oh.
That was I don't even fucking know what we are. We're at that awkward position between we should be dating and we're not. But we know we should be. Hate that position. That is a very bad position. So I don't know what the fuck he is. That was my Puma. That's what he is. He's my Puma. Anyway.
Dating purgatory?
No, I don't fucking know. Anyway, we are too busy worshipping Satan because you know what? Satan doesn't want to be worshipped. At no point does he ever actually has to be worshipped. We're just like, you're not an asshole. And hell sounds like fun. Eternal fire, and there's like demons and chains and sex.
Free central heating. Enough said.
Yeah, fuck God, he's just an asshole. You're all about free will and free thought and free rights and shit. You know what? I'm going over here. You make more sense.
God forbid if you ever actually use your free will and the free thinking I've given you, so help me God, will hammer you straight to hell.
Exactly. I'm going to hell no matter what I do, so I might as well just join that side and get in good with them.
As a bisexual, I'm hated by most religions too. Which
Not
is,
Satan, he doesn't give a fuck.
where do I sign up?
Um, okay, so this is what you gotta do. On the next full moon, you gotta get a glass of wine, a black candle, and a knife, and you gotta prick your finger, and then you're gonna write a note on a piece of paper, and then you're going to sign your name in blood, and then you just burn the piece of paper. And all it has to say is, Satan, I'm selling my soul to you, I'm on your team, and you're good. He will be like, cool, here's a whole bunch of shit for you. Go
I've
out.
already sold myself.
No, you just gotta, you can even, if you're diabetic, that works too.
I've already sold my soul for a donut.
That's okay, I had somebody sell their soul for an Oreo.
That's a good trade. Nothing for an Oreo?
Well, he actually believed in it, so he legitimately thinks he's going to hell. And I sat on the table like, you know I'm a theistic Satanist. You know I actually believe there are spiritual powers at work in the world because not everything can just be magically explained away with science. There is a large portion of a box. If science is a giant puzzle, there is a large left corner missing. So until we fill that corner in, which probably won't be in my lifetime, I'm going to put cardboard there so that I know what the fuck I'm looking at. Anyway, until that corner gets filled in, so I'm just going to fill that corner in with Satan and other demons. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I'm probably going to hell now, and I'm going to suffer for all of eternity. I'm like, and you're doing this for an Oreo? Like, you're not getting laid. You're not getting rich. You're not committing any of the 7 deadly sins. You're selling your soul for it. Okay.
Personally, there's a lot that science hasn't explained yet, and there's probably some that it won't, but, give it 100,000 years, I'm sure we'll have most things worked out by then.
I won't be around for that, so until then, Satan all the way.
I could easily get behind that, I have some friends who are Satanists, supposedly, so I could easily see it becoming a religion.
We are a religion.
Well, like an actual organized religion with temples and everything.
We are.
Well, like, you're kind of underground right now. You haven't realized your full potential.
No, we got wiped out during the Inquisition. I've done a whole report on this because people keep asking me this damn question in the group, so if you want to join the group, but since I need to kill an hour for this anyway, so this is basically what happened. Before the Bible, you had the pagans and all the different versions of that. And you had the good ones and their version of their savior, and then you had everybody that worshipped the other side, the dark ones. Well, when the Catholic Church came around, they kind of labeled every deity as a demon, so any deity outside of Jesus instantly got put into that category, and they all put it under Satanism. And it's been there. And we never bothered to change it because we're like, cool, more people for us to worship because we don't give a fuck. I can choose one on Tuesday and a different one on Thursday. Whatever spell I need to do, whatever ritual I need to do, cool, I don't have to stick to one person. Thank you, Catholic Church. And we've been around, and during the Inquisition, they decided to try to kill us. The atheists were the one who saved us, and that's why we all get along. Because you people saved us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We do appreciate it.
Technically, I'm much an atheist, although legally I'm a Jedi Knight.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, they discovered around the turn of the century that if enough people put themselves down as a certain religion in the census, legally it had to be recognized as a religion. So I'm a Jedi Knight. One of the biggest jokes in the country, and it became an actual, they had to enter it in as something like 5% of the entire population as a Jedi Knight.
It's okay, we have the pasta people.
We have them up north too.
The pasta people.
Yeah. There's a higher concentration of pastafarians up north. It's actually, there's a slight, there's lines across the country as to what areas have what joke religion. Although that might be because people up the north are kind of stupid. Yeah.
There is no religion on the planet stupider than the Westboro Baptist Church, which was banned
Ugh.
in the UK. Thank you, UK.
Oh God, those no, they make my brain hurt. I can't comprehend their stupidity.
Since I need to kill time for this, guess what? If you Google Westboro Baptist Church turkey prank, someone around the time of Thanksgiving decided to write an article about turkeys being recalled, and the recall number that they gave for it was the number to Westboro Baptist Church. They have had tens of thousands of phone calls about recalled turkeys. So go call that.
I just Googled it there, and it's the Westboro Baptist Church homepage, website of the West, yada yada yada. God hates fags. God hates fags.
Yep, that's their slogan.
Fuck you too, Westboro Baptist Church.
It's okay because we get to fuck with them. They usually try to come to my school, and we fucked with them. Oh, about a year ago, they decided to come to my school, and me and my friend were like, okay, let's go fuck with them. What can we do? What's going to really piss them off? Let's make out in front of them, then have a Wiccan circle. We literally went outside, three of us, and all three of us are girls, we're all bisexual, started making out. They started, like, getting mad at us and screaming. So we sat down on the ground, held hands, lit a candle, and started chanting Wiccan prayers. So they threw signs at us. And the rest of the student body circled around us and protected us while we did our little prayer, because we weren't bothering anyone, we were just staying on the ground. And they got kicked off of the premises.
That is quite possibly a definition of awesome.
I come up with brilliant things when I want to fuck with people.
A truly good person who's good at fucking with people can just do it by just looking at them. You know, that kind of look you give someone when you just want to annoy them. They don't have a reason to hate you or dislike you. Therefore, every little thing you do annoys and makes them hate you even more. So just stand there looking at them, and eventually they'll just hate you so very much for not doing anything.
Okay, my cough is only getting worse. It's been 32 minutes. I'm going to thank Joshua for joining us on the show tonight, and hopefully he comes back at some point, because AJ will probably be posting this link again, because Jay keeps fucking me over. Jay, he's sending the leprechauns after you. Anyway, thank you for watching. I know it was short and late, like by a day, but yeah.
At least you put one up. You bothered and you tried. Not like some people who just say, "Oh, I'm too sick. It's the end of the world. I'm too sick. Let's not just do this." So,
Show must go on. I'm going back to laying in my bed and playing Skyrim.
good choice.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.